Yo, we live. Oh wait, I don't even know. Yo, we live. You're now listening to Volume 156 of the Bucket Up Podcast. Here with your boy Ty Doyle, aka DJ Buttersauce, aka Ty Lante, aka your mom called me every so often just to check up on my mental. It's getting wild out here. I'm here as always with the homie, the kid JB. What's good?
Happy to be here, man. I feel welcome. I feel loved. Because, yes, it's me, the kid JB. Could have been right last week, aka Mr. Told You So. Not because I'm always right, but if you have a hunch that somebody told you something that sounded familiar, yes, that was me. I am young space laser because I'd be setting the California on fire with, my Jewish. I'd say, some call it a right. I call it a privilege.
Oh my
my
god.
laser is not to be used, sparingly, but
Mm.
might have to add that to the Second Amendment. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, man, we living good, man. The Bucket Up Podcast, volume 156. I'm happy, man. I'm touching base with my guy. How you doing, son?
I'm good, man. Another week in the house, another week riding out the pandemic, another week of waiting on vaccines, another week on waiting for, the baby to be born, another week of motherfuckers that I seen out here wilding a couple, weeks or months ago on Insta saying they got the vaccine. So I guess shouts out to them. But yeah, man, I'm just chilling, bro. How you doing?
I'm cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how to get the stream key on
I don't
Facebook.
know.
But yeah,
Oh,
now I'm chilling, man. I'm cool. I was yeah, before the pod, I was feeling a little dizzy. Got to get my water up. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to the people on Instagram that be
behind the curtain
posting. They be posting daily water snaps and stuff like that. But
that you
nah,
don't obviously listen to.
nah, I don't. I
They
just
just be
be giving
like,
them just get shouts for that, bro. You right.
giving a shout. They be like, "Did you drink water today?" You just looking at it like, "Nah, I didn't," and then you just go about your fucking day. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I'm like, mind your business. I'm just happy for you.
I'm
But yeah,
glad you
now,
drink water.
yeah, yo, get your ounces in, okay?
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
But nah, man, I'm good, dude. This week was a little, I won't say lackluster, but it was kind of chill because I had, I'm saying I had the house to myself. Joelle
Oh,
went to, she traveled a little bit, went to Cali, a secluded place in Cali, now where the Jewish wildfires are. So she's safe.
oh,
But yeah, so I had the house to myself. Me and the dog held it down, bro. She likes to go to the PARK. I have to spell it in case she hears me, you know what I'm saying? And
oh. I'm like, what?
so yeah, it's cool,
So,
man.
so is
Was
that
that?
just y'all dog now? Because I feel like it's been there forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rescue story. Who rescued who, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, y'all here. I feel like y'all skipping out on the pet rent. Did y'all anybody snitch on y'all? Or y'all actually just pay
Nobody has questioned anything yet, and I
it?
hope.
They not listening to this. Like, listen to
Yeah,
your pod.
yeah. And I was gonna say also, like, mind your business.
No, I know. First, when we got a cat. Obviously, we talked about it in the pod. We got a cat last, not shit at this point, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. October 2019 is when we got a cat, and we signed our lease in August usually, and so we didn't tell them we actually had a cat until last August. When they were like, "Oh yeah, we might have to have somebody come out and like do another inspection because we haven't done one in a while." And we're like, "Oh, by the way, we got a cat now." Just happened to rescue a cat real quick.
Yeah, like,
Definitely.
oh, I synced it on the form, but I felt like that was antisocial, so I didn't want to do all
No,
that.
we
I was
just got it. It has nothing to do with you saying you about to come over here. They didn't even come out. We should have just been like, yo, Corona, don't come here. So we
that
could
too.
have been Gucci on the pet rent, but yeah. So I feel you.
Yeah. What's funny is it's there's what I'm saying, I have my smoke with the apartment as it is because what I'm saying, they've been not laying down the law with the mask rules at the gym.
Mm.
And I'm like, I've had to be like, Karen over here, like gym time Karen, like on the community pages, like, yo, remember to wear your masks. Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic and none of that shit's hitting. And the other day, I'm walking the dog, and the lady has the nerve to come around the gate and yell at me and say, "Put the dog on a leash." And I was like, "Yo, put masks on your gym goers." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, hell of a comeback. Not gonna
uh, I
but
didn't say
not your
that.
best. I mean,
I didn't say that to her. It was in my head,
you didn't
but
sing your best, you know.
nah, I didn't send shit. I just was just like, all right, she won. Like, I put the dog on the leash. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're like, yeah, I was bugging, but yeah,
I'm
still though,
I'm doing this hesitantly.
like
You know
I'm
what I'm
still
saying?
mad at you though.
I've got my reservations. Nah, so yeah, I was like, whatever, bro. Yeah, do that. So, but now, yeah, so the apartment's kind of been man caved up. Was chilling. Talk about people wilding, bro. I'm gonna get a little spice for this, actually, but I'm not because I did
Oh,
my analysis. I did my analysis and I did my work.
okay.
JB's back on the restaurant reviews, son.
How? Wait, what?
How? So check me out. There's a restaurant outside patio. I didn't step in it. I was like,
Okay.
my boy was like, you know, hey, have you been getting food from a restaurant? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, why don't you just get it to go and we'll just eat it on the patio? I was like, okay, you got me on that one. So I asked them, I was like, only if they're dog friendly though, because I don't like leaving the dog, um, you know, at home. Separation anxiety. Shouts to the sponsor, some of the scaries. They got FOMO bones. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, but I went, bro. Didn't step a foot inside the restaurant. It was an outdoor spot. You couldn't even see if it was a restaurant because there was no one effing there, bro. It was lit. We were the only ones there. There was like mad tables flipped up. It looked like it was just part of the patio of the what's that thing called? Like the actual, just like a shopping plaza, and you see the benches and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It just looked like a food court. That's just an empty food court. And
Mm-hmm.
then, yeah, so I went to Huss Brewing. So my first time at a restaurant in a year plus,
Mm.
um, and the food was, not that great. And it was enough of a reminder for me to be like, yeah, again, that's why I get the food to go, to go, to
It's
go.
like, was it even worth? I mean, I guess you didn't have a waiter or anything, so you didn't even like. There was no interaction there. You know what I'm saying? And if there's nobody around, you're pretty good. But yeah, then you eat the food and you're like, oh yeah, motherfuckers out here risking it for some regular ass fucking
Yeah, it's not
stuff.
even worth it. But nah, my friend got a beer, so the waitress came by to give him a beer,
Oh, okay.
and she had the mask on, and what's funny is there was like enough. It was all worth it because it was enough to get some content for the pod. Was
Mm.
my man Danny's always a very friendly guy, and he's new to Arizona, so he's trying to mingle, and the waitress was saying something, and he was like, what do you think of this? And she's like, oh, that's my favorite. And he's like, all right, I'll have that. And she's like, okay. And then the food never came, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't think my food's coming. I think she forgot. And he like got her attention to come back, and he's like, so the chili sliders? And she's like, yeah, those are my favorite. He's like, I got that. I kind of ordered them off the strength of you telling me they were your favorite. And she was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh. And instead of like we're just saying like I forgot, she just was just like, you're right, and ran like to the kitchen real quick. And he's like, yeah,
Jesus.
she forgot. uh so yeah, man, it was funny enough for me to be reminded that we're in a pandemic. It was training wheels, but I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like when,
Mm.
when when an athlete tests the ankle real quick, he gets suited up.
And he was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, I'm good. He goes out there. So yeah, that was like enough for me to at
Was
least
there
test the waters.
was there a little like anxiety? We can get deep into it. Was there a little anxiety just being at a restaurant? Like, were you thinking like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, right now, man, I think I'm more afraid of just like the uncomfort, opposed to the virus in itself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking to my sister every day about it, and she's fully vaccinated. Shouts to her.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, scientifically speaking, she was telling me like, health wise, I'm like the least at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So like,
right, right.
if I were to catch it, I could body that shit real quick. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean, the only thing is like you just never know, you know.
No, I never know, and I do lay a low profile. I'm not, I don't live amongst high risk people and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I am a low risk and I am a low liability, but that doesn't mean to be reckless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But no, I'm more you're right, dude. Like my bigger thing with it is just being grossed out. Like at
yeah.
like just the idea of people being reckless, the idea of like and then, it's not, you can't lump everybody in, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I can. I truly think people that are reckless are just kind of like the bystander effect, which you hear a lot of, like, I know it's bad, but like, I'm not going to stay in forever. And then, you multiply that by every person you hear and
Then
nobody's,
it's like, and that's why we were like, shit is
we all,
still bad. Like it's like
right.
everybody's like, we can't do this forever, but it's like you're right, but at the same time,
It's
y'all
never
ain't
been
do it
that
for
way.
2 weeks, so like
Right.
it's like you weren't doing, like you were doing it, but it's like everybody else was giving up at different times, and then that's why shit still is
Dude, that's
snowballing,
fully,
and
fully,
like
dude.
it's like a
That's,
compound effect. Like that's why people were arguing that we just needed another big like mass lockdown for like 2-3 weeks just so we can squash it, get the vaccines running in, juicing up, you know what I mean, and so that we have a better chance of kind of like squashing this shit before shit got out of hand. But I don't know. I'm not a medical expert. I'm just avoiding shit because I got a pregnant wife and who's got a comorbidity or whatever the hell and shit like that. So I'm not trying to be out here chancing it. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, facts. And I support that, G, fully. I
Oh yeah, yeah, I feel you. But yeah, no, I get it. Like people, everybody's out here trying to mitigate their risks as as much as they can, and balancing that shit with mental health shit and being wherever their situation is. So I'm just trying. I try not to judge too much, but especially if people like living by themselves, it's like, bro, I couldn't imagine doing this shit by yourself. So
Yeah, and honestly, yes,
100% understand that.
we keep it a Buckington here, and like, I acknowledge privilege outside of just, identity privilege. Like, yo, I'm booed up with a girl. Like, I
Yeah,
understand. It's easy for me to be like, yo, I'm staying home. I got my girly here. I
everything
got
I need here. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
everything
Yeah,
I got my, my DoorDash login. Um,
yeah.
I understand. So like you know, I understand for the single homies that haven't looked at a girl in a year. They're like, bro, like I feel like I'm in jail. Like, I'm like, like,
Still in the bed, bro.
yeah, like they out here having posters on the wall of like
All
they,
right.
and I get it. I'm like, yeah, do you, King? Um, but at the same time, like, you know, it's you're right. There is the funniest conundrum or dynamic I see it with it is the people that have now like said, yeah, well, I see both sides, and like I'm like, there never needed to be a two-sided thing, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
if we all just were like, yo, this shit's bad, let's lock down and get through it together. That's it. Like, then
yeah.
we
That's
on
it.
the same
Yeah.
team. Like, I equated it to cooking pot roast. Everybody wants to eat the pot roast, right? And
Hmm.
if everybody's like, yo, when's the shit ready? But everybody keeps opening the pot to check, I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
bet it'll never be ready.
Yeah.
And then some people are like, all right, fuck it, I don't want the pot roast, blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, dude, that's so, yeah. But long story short, man, I think what's funny is a lot of like you said, people mitigate risk to try to like, eventually get one foot in front of the other. But for me, it was the opposite. I was just like, yeah, I think I might call it for all 2021 on restaurants.
At least until we know, like, shit is like most people vaccinated, then it's like, all right, cool. But
Yeah. My
at least,
sister,
at least until once you vaccinated, I guess you're good. You can go and live it
my
up.
sister, my sister made a good benchmark for me. She wants me to try to make it home in May for my niece's second birthday.
Okay.
So by that time, I don't think I'll have the vaccine, but she's fully vaccinated. Her husband will be fully vaccinated.
Mm.
Um,
So you won't
and
be able to like at least
affect
one.
them,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then the baby's low risk, and then also I can she said I can get a test because she's, my sister's the medical plug. I can get a test when I hop off the plane, and I can, rock, and then yeah, and I was like, all right, that's cool. I can aim for that, So
Where
if I can
yeah,
get the
like
vaccine, do my thing until
we're
then.
trying to my mom and my grandma and them trying to come at end of March, and so, but my mom's a nurse and my aunt and stuff are a nurse. And my grandma's over 65, so I'm like, get the vaccine and then y'all can come through.
Right.
So and then, then it's like I don't have to worry too much about anything. But we black people real skeptical of this vaccine right now. So I literally gotta convince them. Like I'm like, yo, if y'all want to really come and like be able to hold the baby, bro, like you gotta have the vaccine. Like I don't want none of you guys getting sick coming here, man.
Yeah.
That's not the move. But
My
yeah.
my sister could probably get them, moved up front in the line. So let me know if you
Nah,
want.
they already in the front. They just gotta decide to take it. You know what I
True.
mean? They nurse and 65. Like
I'll
they
send my sister through to give it to
yeah,
administer to them. That'd be lit.
yeah, for sure. But since shit, restaurant reviews is back. Didn't even even though I saw the restaurant training wheels in the rundown, but
Yeah, so
pulling
restaurant reviews
people
is back. You know what I'm saying?
pulling people behind the curtain. Jesse does the Jesse puts together the rundown for shit we're gonna talk about on the show, and then I throw stuff in. So like I'll read it, and instead of like being like, oh, let me ask Jesse what this is before the show, which is like what probably 85% of the podcast y'all probably listen to does, so they can like work out what they're gonna talk about. I'm more just like, let me just bring it up when we on the podcast, because then we just talk about it, because that's the organic chemistry right there. But
Facts. And half the
yeah,
time I don't even know myself, so I just need to flesh
yeah.
it out.
I'm just like, what the fuck is that? He's like, yeah, it was. And then we just go into a tangent anyway, so it don't fucking matter. But,
Exactly.
but yeah, nah. So I saw the restaurant training wheels. I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
we back,
restaurant.
kind of. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they one is like a special episode. It might not be back for a while, till people get vaccinated up. But yeah, that was one.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Um,
saying? Training wheels, we keep it punny over here.
exactly.
We backpedaling the restaurant reviews, you know what I'm
There you go.
saying?
There you go. But and also in favor of shit being back, even though we did one last week too, but we back on the movie grind, not movie
What's up?
theaters.
Nah, because those are
We're not in
gross.
the unless I guess I keep seeing the ad because AMC, even though people buying up their stocks and shit, they hurting out here. So they got the like rent out the movie theater for like $100, and I'm like, that ain't really bad if you just like you want to get if you know somebody else who been kind of safe. And you're like, let me just you want to go 50 and 50. We rent out a movie theater. We sit far from each other. We got the whole shit to ourselves. But I'm like, what about going into that bitch? See, I don't. That's where I'm like, I don't know. Are they gonna leave that little door open for like air ventilation? I don't really know. Uh,
I wouldn't be able to do that because I would just be funny the whole time, like telling y'all to shut up. Just from across, I'm
like,
like, y'all too loud. Y'all
hey,
way too loud here.
we try to watch a movie, bro.
There's kids in here, yo.
But yeah, nah. So, but yeah, we both watched a movie this week that we gonna review. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
Uh, well, we watched the same one, I gather.
No, we did not. We both watched two
Okay,
different
okay,
ones.
okay. Well, then I'll start because
Yeah,
yours is probably gonna be more popping. Who knows?
yeah. Mm.
Yo, Zell, my guy, Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? The goat, the Goatington, my favorite. You know what I'm saying? He dropped a movie, HBO Max. You know what I'm saying we're getting maxed out with the HBO movies. They made that little agreement. If y'all stay home, they'll drop the movies. I said yes, sir. Um, so yeah, I wanted to watch Little Things. Take them back to a couple episodes, many episodes ago, I talked about how in college, when I would watch movies, the homies would make bets based on if I would stay awake or not. If I would, if I fell asleep, it was a good movie, meaning like I was just overdosed with emotion. I was like, I can't
That's
handle it,
crazy.
and I'm out.
That's
If it was a boring ass slow movie, I would stay wide awake. So homies would look at me after the credits, and if I was awake, they're like, "Yeah, that movie sucked." You right? But the Little Things. This is a little bit of a gas up, if you will, because Little Things is Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, Jared Leto, call him Larry Jetto for my dyslexic homies. And they was a dry suspense, like I had homies alluded to, and somebody tell me like I would like it because that was my guy.
People told you would like it.
Just they think I like every Zell movie.
Oh, I'm like, cause I ain't heard nothing but bad things about this movie. But go ahead.
So, you know, it kind of faked myself out because the first day I watched it, mind you, I broke it into pieces.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I feel like that's not a good sign when you watch a movie over a couple days.
Well, no, that's the argument that people have about like the movie theater. Like I can pause it, I could pee, I
Yeah,
could.
yeah, they talking about peeing for 5 minutes, not taking, 28 hours in between acts, bro. mm.
They don't got the schedule like me, son.
Ah, okay, there you go.
I'm
You
an
just had to fit it
entrepreneur.
in.
You know what I'm
You was
saying?
fitting it in, bro. I
Mm.
feel you. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So now, they were like, you know, the movie was good, bro. At first, it was Rami Malik. It had this long, not to give too many spoilers. It's about these girls going missing and this old detective type head retiree, if you
So
will, or
Denzel, that's who he played. I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I'm saying,
Okay.
yeah, kind of like the and I was trying to say, the Denzel Eminem effect in the sense that whenever Eminem comes back and makes an album, he has to remind us like he's the best. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Zell, is playing kind of like, oh shit, like you know the suspicious, like he's onto
Old head.
something. Old head, he's got like a crazy past you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And no, not a negative sense, but like he's just so good that every time he acts, it's just like, damn, maybe this movie is not meant for somebody as good as him. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
dialogue is a little much. Like these dudes are just like having, like a coffee chat, and
Mm.
Denzel's like feeding him the fire of like, a million souls or whatever. But not
Oh.
so that's deep, right?
Mm.
So yeah, long story short, it's about like, yo, where these girls
It's a
gone missing,
it's a who done it,
who done it, who did it, who was there. You
and it
know,
was definitely Jared Leto.
I don't know. And
I
then
mean, come on.
if you seen I think I talked about, I reviewed it many moons ago, Richard Jewell, that movie
I
about the
did not, but
bomb.
I. It's like, yeah, it was. They did it. Was it falsely accused, or they just like kind of,
Yeah, but throughout the
yeah.
whole movie, he makes you think like this motherfucker did it, right?
Hmm.
And that's what happened with this. There was many times that Rami Malik, you had a very good feeling that it was like, oh, he's the cop that did it. He's the dirty cop that is doing it,
Hmm.
But then there was, mannerisms throughout Zell's behavior that you're like, oh, he could be the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Okay.
and then the whole time you're trying to pin it on Jared Leto, and you're just like, yeah, this guy has to because he fits the weird guy, demographic, the weird guy cookbook. He's got the long meth hair and weird
Yeah, he looks
behavior.
crazy, and
He's asking about trunk space and cars and stuff. And
he's like, getting way too into character on the set of Suicide Squad as the Joker and putting rats in people's trailers and shit. So yeah, I feel you.
yeah. So he, so that was the kind of the movie it was. It was like a musical chairs, if you will, because throughout it, it gives you like, oh, this is it. Oh, this guy's it. Oh, this guy. Oh,
Mm.
shit. Nah, it could be this guy now. Oh, who's this guy? It was that, So, it put me to sleep the first night because it was 2 hours and like 20 minutes.
Well, that sounds like it was good based off your scale.
Yeah, so it was I was like, oh man, this is lit. Like I'm liking the dialogue. It's giving me reasonable doubt for all, or probable cause for all three of these cats.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Even the sideways people they're bringing in for investigation and stuff. Um, so I got hyped to watch it, but then the next night, man, yeah, nah, like it kind of just kept riding that wave of like, who is it? Who is it? Who is
But then
it?
they never told you who it was. No,
Nah, they
no, not
never
to
told.
spoil it, but yeah.
Nah, it's not even a spoiler because you don't know who the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying?
It's like an anti spoiler,
Yeah, I'm like, yo, guess who did it? I don't know, yo.
Yeah,
Like,
like I can't even guess, bro.
so I was chopping it up with the homie Spencer about it. He said it was Wackington.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but like, it was cool. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I let people kind of, do their own thing with the movie, but
Yeah, just
yeah,
say you ain't like it. It's all good, bro.
yeah, nah, I can't wait. I can't wait for Tom and Jerry to come out,
There you
son.
go. There you go. We get the other one. I'm hyped for the Judas and the Black Messiah. That one's gonna be fun. I'm hearing good things too about it. So I'm hyped for that one. That's the next one that's gonna be on HBO Max.
Yeah,
Actually,
the Black Panthers
next
one.
yeah, it's gonna be on there. The Freddie I'm blanking on. I don't want to. I definitely don't want to fuck up his name.
Oh,
But
and who's the guy from Get Out? Is his name David Kaluuya?
yeah, Daniel Kaluuya,
Daniel Kaluuya.
and the dude from Atlanta who plays Darius.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield, who's been in,
Stanfield.
he had in 2019, he was in every fucking movie, so he's back. He's back. But yeah, no, I can't wait for that. Yeah, and so yeah, I hadn't heard anything about this one. I guess like people were pretty much saying it was boring, kind of. It was just kind of like a slow burn, and you don't even really know who started the fire, where it's going to, or anything
It
like
was
that. So
yeah, it was like that. Yeah.
and the other thing I was seeing people say was, and is like Rami Malek playing like, is he supposed to be like a good person, or just like that dude should really only play like psychopaths just because his eyes, bro. Like you look at his eyes, that's so he got psychopath eyes, bro. You
He
can't be
wasn't.
playing good cop. But you were telling me that they were kind of alluding to like he might have done it.
Yeah,
So
he
then I'm
wasn't
like, all right, maybe that makes sense.
He seemed like the cop, like the type of cop that would like plant drugs in someone's car. Like that's the type.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's the type of cop. He would like go undercover and try and say some shit like, "Yo, hey, you guys got some good tobacco, some wacky tobacco."
He
You know?
just, yeah. I'm like, I can't really see him doing too many.
Nah, but he
roles.
wasn't the goody cop in this one. He was more of like a sadistic weirdo, like
Okay. I'm
that made
like,
you feel like, yeah, this dude's weird. Like,
yeah, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm about to say you can't really see like certain people doing certain roles. Like I can't see him being like a dad in a movie. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? I can't even like. Could you even see Denzel being like playing like a role like the pacifier? You know what I mean? Like, I feel
he's
like he
like,
just does.
he's like, your diaper's dirty. You dirtied your diaper.
So you know your diaper, huh?
So you need me to clean your diapers. What you're telling me?
Yeah,
I can't see it. I can't do it.
I can't. But you know what? If I hadn't seen the pacifier before, like Fast and Furious 7, I probably also would say that Vin Diesel wouldn't be a dad in the movie. So who knows? It is Denzel, so he can do it. It just I feel like either he's fucking the equalizer and everything, or he's like the fences where he's just like lecturing young black men like he does in fucking Remember the Titans. He just yelling at young young black men. That's a father figure he is. I'm sure his kid John David Washington was like just getting mad lectures all the time. He's like, man, I just need you to stop, bro. Which is perfect segue, since you got yours. Speaking of John David Washington, I watched Malcolm and Marie on Netflix, which stars John David Washington and also Zendaya. And yeah, man, there was like, I guess there was some controversy before the movie because they were like the age difference, but it's like, bro, this like first of all, they acting, so it's like it's acting. You know what I mean?
Second of all, is it true that Zendaya's N is silent in her name? So it's Zendaya?
Zendaya, wait, what like there's no N in it? I
No,
thought
it's a silent N. So it's Zendaya.
I have not heard that. I think you might have made that one up, but maybe not.
Well, it's not something I cooked up in my
I'm telling you, I ain't never heard. That's
okay,
it.
go.
But yeah, no. So yeah, there is that. But whatever, the acting, and so the whole movie pretty much is a fucking argument. That's the whole movie. It like that's the whole thing. It's like they come home from an award show and then they get into a fucking argument that lasts for an hour and 45 minutes pretty much, and they go back and they do that thing like everybody's been in an argument before, right? So you do that. They did that thing where like they argue and then like have you ever had an argument where you argue like the whole day or the whole night or some shit?
Next question.
Not recently. I'm not here like, yo, when the last time you and your girl fought like and put that shit on wax, bro? I'm asking.
Yeah, I know. Facts. Yeah, yeah, bro. What do you mean? I'm a Jew. I got a Jewish family from New York, son.
But you know how like,
arguments last months with my family, son.
Exactly. So like they do this little thing where like they argue and somebody's mad, and they do the whole dance of like, the one like Zendaya's mad, and he knows she's mad, but he don't know why she's mad, and so he presses her on why she's mad, and then then it kind of unravels, and it kind of feels like the whole thing kind of spirals down because they go back and forth from like being mad and trying to like hurt each other with their like words and shit, not like actual hurt each other, but like, what I'm saying, like saying fucked up shit to each other to make them feel bad in the argument, or
Right.
to pretty much to win the argument. Like, what I mean? That's what people do. They like say fucked up shit that you didn't know they were holding on to, and you're like, damn, you still care about the fact that that shit, that time that I didn't buy you like McDonald's when I went to the store. You still bringing that shit up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like, so like that stuff comes out, and then they go back to like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been saying shit like that, and we cool, and so they seem like they're making up, but then one of them like
They're like, I love your micro penis. It's cool.
and then then one of them like thinks for a second about how they mad about something else, and then they fight about something else, and then it kind of goes deeper and deeper until like they, because you can't just people don't get straight to the point, they never do, and so you end up fighting about other shit before you get to the actual root of the problem. So that that's pretty much what the damn movie was. It was just them fighting until they got to the actual root of what the problem is of I guess their relationship, or of the fight in general, or why she was actually mad. And and I would say at first it was a little much, because I was like watching the movie, I was like, people don't talk like this. You know what I'm saying? He was like, the dude who made this movie is the same dude who made he made Euphoria. You watch Euphoria, right? I
Yeah,
think
it was
so.
in when with Zendaya,
Yeah, exactly. Working with people
who
who
I heard the end is silent. I'm just
there you
kidding.
go. But yeah, so and I think Euphoria is really good. So I was definitely, I'll check this one out. But I feel like he was on his Aaron Sorkin, which is, did you watch the
Newsroom.
Newsroom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you know how
my
like in the
shit.
new in the Newsroom, like every fucking episode, pretty much every person just had these long ass monologues where they just go into huge, just like fucking like big speeches, and it's like, nobody, people do not talk to each other like this
I know who
at
has time for
all.
that.
Nobody is just like, hey, like, what you want for lunch, and they just go into this huge like spiel about like fucking, like, even that scene from the Newsroom that you always see on social media where he's like, oh,
America's
America,
the best.
not America's not the best. We're third in this. We're fifth in that. 17th in this. 20. And it's like he's just rattling off stat, and he just bang, 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 just like. And I'm like, like, he would just have those stats just in his fucking head, like, just like, and just rattle them off in this off the cuff way, but in a long fucking well thought out monologue. And it's like, that would never happen in real
Well, I mean,
life.
he was on a panel, so I give him possibility.
But they
Probably
didn't ask him about that stuff. It was like a tangent he went on to and then it went viral. But it's like, we have there ever been a like rant that went viral where it was somebody being like coherent and tangent about like an issue, and you're like, oh my god, like, he's speaking truth, and like he brought facts throughout that whole rant. No.
I would say
Eh,
just Chappelle. That's about it.
No, but
He's
he's doing a
playing.
set,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
know. I
like,
know.
he workshop that he thought about that already. Like, rants that go viral is like Mel Gibson telling his wife on the fucking answer machine to go, to fuck a bunch of niggas. Like, that's the rants that go viral, not like, people, not people, fucking well thought out monologues. And so, like, that's what and in the time I loved the New Rooms. I'm like, oh man, I love this show. But then after the fact, I was like, yeah, that was wild, bro. I don't know what, nobody talks like how they talk on that show. And so in this movie, it felt like that, because they were just like, yes, they were trying to hurt each other, and like that shit is real, but like some of the dialogue where they're just going on long like rants and bringing it back, weaving in and out of their feelings, and then like dropping it on each other's lap, and it's like, people do not talk like that, and arguments are way more back and forth than somebody being able to get a whole monologue off before you could come back with your own monologue. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's in text, that's the only time that it happens that way. Like, text, you get the whole fucking long fucking text, and then you get to send back your whole long text where you ignored like 7 things from the text before. You know what I mean? You just responded to one fucking thing.
It's
But
like instead of it's like I'm not the best at math, but I don't think a dialogue divided by two people is just two monologues.
no, no, like not at all, bro. And so
Like
yeah,
I'm trying to have a dialogue. He's like, I'm letting you. I'm having my monologue. You have yours.
exactly. And so yeah, that's the kind of I was kind of thinking that like, all right, the dialogue is not realistic, and then also they kept saying each other's names a lot, and I get that the name of the movie is Malcolm and Marie, but it's like he kept saying like Marie so often that it was irking me. I was like, I don't like I don't be saying Katie's name unless I'm calling for her or like somebody asks me where Katie at. I'm like, oh, Katie's over there. But like if we're talking to each other, I don't just be saying her name unprovoked. Like, do you do that?
Nah, I don't do that.
Like in the middle of me talking to her, like only talking to her, I'm not about to just be that's weird to me, right?
That is, yeah. Because I used to
Yeah.
ask because my like side note, my grandma's name is FIFA
Mm.
on my mom's side, and I was like, yo, mom, did you always call FIFA because she got that name once the first grandkid was born, but my mom
Mm-hmm.
knew her before the grand. So I was like, "What'd you call FIFA before she was FIFA?" And she's like, "I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really call her anything. I just talked to her." And
Yeah, exactly. Like
I was
people
like,
just
"Yeah, that makes
talk,
sense."
and you only call people things when you're like referring to them in the third person as somebody else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like we're not on the pod. I'm like, yo, Jesse. So this is my point, Jesse.
Yo,
Like, and
Ty,
so,
listen, I hear you, Ty.
like, I don't. So, like, all right, I don't know. I don't like. I don't. Obviously, I didn't spoil too much of the movie. Like, you'll see what the fight's about and this and that. And y'all let me know if you watch it and you're irked by the same things as me. But I will say, I was like, once I got like over that like people don't talk to each other like this, and like we were getting into like how good the acting was in the monologues. I would say that like the back half of the movie is definitely really good, and I feel like Zendaya did an amazing job in acting, which is it's not surprising. Like she's really good. She's good in fucking Euphoria. That's why she got nominated for an award for that shit. And so, you know what I mean? I'm not too surprised that she was very good in it. But yeah, so I would give that one like, 4 out of 5, maybe a little bit less, like 3.7 out of 5 bucket hats. Like it's an okay movie. If you can get over the fact that you're just watching a toxic relationship argument for an hour and 45 minutes
I forgot the
in
grade.
black and white.
I forgot the grade little
Oh
thing.
yeah, what's
Actually,
the
I was gonna give it 3 bucket hats.
oh okay, that's a little higher than I thought, but yeah.
Yeah. Because what I'm saying, it's still a movie at the end of the day. And,
Yeah, you know what? You can say what you want about it, but it is a movie. That's what
and Zell's in it. So if you love Zell like I do,
there
I
you
was
go.
like, yeah, this is still 2 hours of Zell. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. All
So
right, yeah. But so
maybe
yeah,
2.8. I give it 2.8 bucket
there
hats.
you go. There you go. Okay. But yeah, so I would say if you ain't got nothing else, which I'm sure you don't, I would say check it out and let me know. Let us know how you feel about it. I would say I guess it's worth your time, but it depends. If you fuck with Euphoria, you probably might like it. Or if you fuck with Zendaya, you'll definitely like it. Or if you're just a toxic person and you want to see somebody else have a toxic ass argument for an hour and 45 minutes, you can definitely check it out.
Or if you like to speak in monologues to get some more workshop material, like
There
you
you
said.
go. There you go. Fucking Aaron Sorkin, bro. It's
Mm.
a wild boy. He's a wild boy. But yeah, that's all.
Speaking
That's
of
that's all I got.
you know, talking about people not speaking the proper way no more, like actually talking like that. I had a weird scenario. Bring it back to earlier in the week when I was walking the dog. We got neighbors in the apartment complex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying? We, Bucket Hat Boys, the Bucket Up Podcast, we promote, equality. We all about, Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, what I'm saying? We shout to the gay homies out there holding us down. Um, what I'm saying? We denounce any type of, negativity and, oppression. But I kind of got stuck the other day because I was outnumbered and I'm walking the dog and there was these patio lights that I didn't know you could turn on. And there was these two dudes that were hanging out and they turned on the lights. So I made conversation. I was like, yo, that's dope, man. I was like, I didn't know you could turn those lights on. Um, And they're like, yeah, you just flip the switch over here. I was like, oh, cool, cool. And then I was like, do you guys know if because there's like these fireplace rocks that like those rocks that have fire under them, and you could like it's electronic or whatever. I was
Yeah,
like,
like it's not an actual fireplace.
yeah, yeah. I was like, but it heats up, so I was like, oh, do you guys know how to turn that on? And they're like, nah, I tried messing with it, but I couldn't get it. I was like, yeah, nah, word, okay, me neither. I was like, they have one in the front, and I actually didn't. It's always on, so I never knew how to like turn it on because it's always on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I was like, I don't know what if it's like electronic or if it's gas or what it is, And it was like a cool back and forth. And then the dude was just like, oh, well, if it's like if it just doesn't turn on, that's gay. And I was like, ah, all right. And then I just I like we were so deep in the conversation about these lights and these fireplaces, and then it just got so randomly awkward because of that. And I was like, that was like the worst way to depict lights not working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right. And then I just walked off because I was just like, what do I gonna like? What do I do here? Like, correct this guy?
Nah, it's not worth it.
I was just like, all right, these whatever, and I just kind of just kept it moving. So I was like, yo, man, we really in 2021, and dudes are using that to identify
Yeah.
something. So
I I mean, I guess it's just. I mean, I'm not gonna front like that's not a word that I
in
used to
middle
say in
school,
high school all the
yeah,
time. Like, oh yeah, that's gay, bro. And not even like it never was actually like me thinking something was actually gay. It just was like for like stupid. And so I never really even thought of it as being bad until like I guess college. And I was just why do I even say that? That's just dumb. It's kind of
yeah,
like, but like people just kind of think if like I'm not talking about a certain person, then like I'm not harming anybody. You know what I mean? But it's like why you got to think about like why are we even associating like the two things? It's like when I hear white people say something's ghetto, and it just kind of it like it's kind of like why you associating those two things? You know what I mean? It's like cause you know that they're kind of putting the two to two together of like something's poor or like associated with black people or you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that thing's
yeah.
ghetto, and it's just like I don't like, you know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
not to go on a crazy
to
because
do it.
I just yeah, let's do it. But what I was getting at was like, it's a funny dynamic is telling somebody to like suck your dick, knowing that others may enjoy that is like I don't think that's me being homophobic as much as just an insult. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
or telling someone like, nah, man, like this dude probably like, or if I'm telling like, I used to call Trump, I said, you know, Putin is a dictator and Trump is a dictator, and you know what
yeah.
I'm
That I mean
saying?
that is homophobic though.
But but I'm also like, I feel like, like that could be a form of like that's a sexual act, right? And it doesn't have to like
Right.
there's girls that don't enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like I
That's
don't know.
true. But
So
you are like when you say that though, you're saying like the
nah,
thing of like what makes it bad is that he's sucking dick because he's gay, right? Like
no, 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 not because of gay, but I'm saying I feel like
you just more
it.
like he's sucking up to him so much you
Yeah,
might as
it's
well
like
suck his dick.
yeah, it's like an act of submission. Like I feel like it's not because I'm not saying it's like an act of like, oh, you have to be into it to do it.
Yeah. I
It's
mean you
like
probably do, like you should probably consent.
well, it's an aggressive request. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's like
It's a
yeah.
slippery slope. So I get that on both sides. You know, maybe we not the ones to speak on it because we not gay, so we don't really know if that actually affects people. But I don't think people care as much. Like it's just like for most things, I don't think I like we're supposed to be. People want to be over woke at this point, and I think people kind of they on the internet people kind of try to be super woke, but like in real life do most people actually care about the intricacies of like oh it's like people definitely like colorism is obviously a problem, but it's like people aren't thinking about that shit day to day, you know what I'm saying? Like regular people aren't, but like that's something you see online, so it's like I don't know if gay people really care that much about that when they're more just like, hey, we just don't want to like get our heads bashed in at the club for being gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah, and that's a good point too, bro. That's actually a really good point because I don't feel like I don't want to be that extra, like me being like, yo, homie, like me reporting back. I'm like, yo, I held it down for y'all. They were trying to say that these lights were gay, and I was like,
yeah, right. They'd be like,
nah,
okay, like
yeah,
you want a cookie for that? Like
right,
I don't
bro.
really
That's
like that didn't
literally
really harm you like you might have thought it did.
right.
You
That's
know?
like that's the like the black square for
Oh
like
yeah, like you're not really helping.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
the
definitely
square
like that.
square. You know what I'm saying?
Like calling somebody out on that, not like you know what I'm saying. You're not gonna change anything.
Right. So I also was just like, I think me showing my association or my loyalty to my queer brothers and sisters are being like, yeah, so somebody said that shit and I just wasn't with it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
or just not doing it. You know, just
Yeah. So those two
like
things I feel like are the humble way of being like, yeah, he ride for us because he thought that shit was naturally whack. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel you, but yeah, I feel like that happens all the time, right? I mean, I'm sure that happens with white people all the time, right? Because like white people can't tell. Like I show up around white people and they know I cool it with the racism.
Bro, I've heard so many Jewish jokes my way, like before I
Because
had
they
to.
don't know. So
Yeah,
that's the thing you don't think about it with like Jewish people because it's like they don't really nobody knows Jewish people are Jewish.
unless
only I
unless they're Sephardic and they're coming from the
That's
Middle East and
true.
shit. Yeah.
The only reason that most people probably know when Jewish people are Jewish is because, like, this is no offense at all. I feel like y'all not very shy in telling people y'all Jewish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you meet somebody who's Jewish, you're gonna find out they Jewish in like 10
Well, I
minutes.
mean, it's
If
rather
you
recent
around
times
them, if
because
you're around them for more than 10, like I think our first interaction, like the third sentence you said to me was that you were Jewish.
well, it's about creating space, and
Yeah.
also it's about
Yeah.
like what I'm saying. Our family didn't get to flex like that, so it's
Yeah.
like they lived where they had to hide the shit, and if they
Mhm.
found out, they got tatted up and had a star. They had to wear a star. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Eventually killed. So it's like eventually it's kind of more of like, yeah, we here. What's
Yeah,
good?
that's what's up. I
Yeah.
that's what's up. I'm just more like that's a funny part of it, but at the same time, when you just show up and then if the racism and the anti-Semitic shit already cracking, you just walking into it, and they're like, oh, this white person, so like I'm gonna just keep it rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there's been plenty of times you're just there, somebody says something wild racist, and you're like, oh, whoa, I know, I know that's what type of time we was on.
I'm like, fam, it's not even dark outside yet. Yeah, fam, there's that show is funny or third party. Like I've been at a party and like somebody busts out a Jewish joke to his friend and I was just there and then the friend's like, yeah, that you gotta stop that, bro. And and I'm just like, yeah, so are those the jokes y'all do when I'm not around,
Yeah.
man?
Do you ever think like, yo, like if I wasn't here, would you have said some shit or you just let it
Yeah.
rock?
Right. So
You know what I'm saying?
but
But who
who
knows?
knows? Yeah. But now,
Yeah.
so with that being said, man, I don't think the lights worked, and
they just
that's
they just didn't work. You could have easily just said like, oh, that sucks. That's it.
yeah, or like that's unfortunate.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
So many other words.
Or what you could have done is busted out a monologue and been like, these lights,
All right,
understanding
so
that electricity and when electricity is plugged into lights, you know what I'm saying? Usually they symbolically think an idea in your head is like a light bulb
when you
going
think
off.
about it, when the light goes to the bulb, that's kind of like how an idea sparks in your head. Like I know you're seeing that
Exactly.
imagery
You know what I'm
in many
saying?
a film.
Yeah, and film is another word for movies. And you know what I'm saying? The movies are
Even
getting
though
watched
no
now right
movie is
now.
actually on film, it's all digital
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. And they call it streaming, but are we really the ones streaming the process? So I don't know, bro.
Mm,
You tell me. Mm,
mm.
mm. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, with that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? We have a spectacle coming up tomorrow. I know it's not that big of a deal. My team's not in it. You know what I'm saying? I know you like Patrick Mahomes, so I know you're rooting for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
and by the time this comes out, this gonna be
it's gonna be
a done deal.
over.
So either Mahomes he's gonna be the GOAT, or Tom Brady, what this dude made a deal with the devil? Cause what?
He's 43 years old. I was watching it last night. I was like, this motherfucker's really in the Super Bowl, yo. What the
Again,
fuck,
bro.
bro? He last year was like, get out of my way. I'm going to another team. goes to another team and is like, all right, I'm back in the Super Bowl. Like, that's
He
wild.
made a deal with the devil, bro. That's all because it's not even like, look.
Well, I need that promo code then.
Like he did something. Like I'm not even super religious, but I'm like he did. Homeboy got the voodoo. He went to New Orleans. He had the doctor hook him up, sprinkle some shit on him or some shit. He got something, bro. Because this
Right.
dude is like the luckiest. Like obviously he's the GOAT. I'm not distinguishing that he's not like the greatest, most accomplished football player of all time. But like, bro, what? Like this doesn't make any sense. It's like he's doing it. Like he wasn't even like spectacular in his playoff run. He's been
He
like
beat the best quarterbacks though, Tom Brady or
yeah,
Drew Brees and
yeah.
Aaron
Drew Brees was
Rodgers.
washed. I will give you Aaron Rodgers, and if he, since we're talking like in the future, if he beat Mahomes, then it's like he beat but at the same time, it's like they
Drew Brees
defense.
is. I know, but Drew Brees is still fire, bro. I don't think he's
Not
washed.
anymore. He's washed, bro. He washed. He can't throw more than. It's like remember when Peyton in his last year he had the noodle
punctured
arm.
lung this year, bro. His lung was collapsed. He was blowing water into.
No. You're right. He was hurt, but that don't make him not washed, bro.
I think he can play at least one. I mean, fuck it.
Oh, he can short. He can play. He can play like 5 more years. That don't mean he's gonna play good.
One man's trash, another man's treasure side.
All right, whatever. We don't got to, but either way, like the defense and they had something to do with them going.
Bro,
obviously.
The Buccaneers were fucking bunk before Brady got there. Fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, they were like 9-7 with Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions, so they weren't terrible. But
they were
either
not
way,
going to the Super Bowl. They were
not with Jameis, no. But I'm just saying, like it wasn't. It is. We're gonna if Tom Brady won, everybody's gonna be like Tom Brady this time, regardless of how they win. It could be like the fucking defense shut down Patrick Mahomes, unlike nobody else did, and we're still just gonna be like Tom Brady this, even if he scored 10 points like he did against the Rams. And it's like, bro, how much of this was him and how much of it was the whole team? But it's like, whatever. This is every fucking year with him. So it just is what it is. I'm not,
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I would love for him to win and then turn down his invitation to the White House like he did with, with Obama.
Just go full MAGA with it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I was saying like, yo, I made that meme of the dude he doesn't know what to point at. And it's like, yo, should we root for Bucks and Tom Brady's MAGA hat? Or should we root for the Kansas City and their fans that booed anti-racism?
I'm gonna be real with you, dog. If you like football, you've been sitting next to some MAGA people for some time.
Yeah, that's true.
That just is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Every team got some MAGA fans, and every team got some MAGA players, and every team got some MAGA coaches, bro.
Yeah, and then shout out to Spencer, bro. We took it to the spice with the foods. You know what I'm saying? I think Spencer, he knows me, through the audio. I think he needs to know my banter a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was thinking I was like, we're taking it too serious. I was like, bro, we talking about corn dip or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. He was like, yo, Ty, Jesse got to get on. He got to get some good buffalo dip. And I'm like, I don't know what buffalo dip he's got.
Yeah. I mean, he's not right. He's not wrong. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The people that have made it is crack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had it. It's too cheesy, and I'm just like, yo, like my throat gets a little much, and I'm like, yo,
that's crazy, bro. You like spicy shit?
I do like spicy shit, but I'm saying like it's just like I don't know. It's too much of a dairy. Like the ingredients is 8 cups of fucking cream cheese. I'm like, yo, it's a lot, G.
It's and the shredded cheese.
And
it's good, bro. Who don't like cream cheese and cheese?
I like it, but I'm saying you eat it so much that it gets my throat closes up and shit. Whatever. I like the 7-layer beans because it's not something you can have. Like I think buffalo dip you can have outside of the Super Bowl. I don't see 7-layer bean dip.
People not making too many bean dip. Like people not doing the 7. That's 7 fucking layers, bro. I'm only breaking that out like once or twice in my life, probably.
Right. So yes. So Spencer, by all means, bro, you want to cook up some buffalo dip for your boy?
He loves it, bro. He loves I get.
Ship it over to me, bro.
It's definitely
send
good,
it through, bro. I'm not knocking it.
But everybody likes their shit, I think we did this last year of like we ranked all the dips. So I know you got the bean dip first. Like, what's your other dips? Let's do a top 5 real quick.
Artichoke.
Okay.
Veggie. That's 3, right?
Veggie dip? Like isn't that just ranch?
No, there's like garlic ones and
okay. I don't know.
It is.
All right. Okay.
So veggie dip. 4 we going queso,
Okay. Yeah, love queso.
and then salsa if that counts.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that counts. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. So yeah, I think my five question: do you do the artichoke with like chips or do you do the bread, like the little like rips of bread in the?
question: can we do both?
Oh, all right, cool. I just didn't know if you had a preference.
I like the bread bowl with surrounded by chips with
Okay, there we
a
go.
chip moat. You know what I'm saying?
Chip. Okay, cool. Okay, so my top five, I'm going. I probably will go buffalo wing dip because I've had good ones. You got to make sure you do that shit right though. You got to have actual chicken, whether it be like rotisserie chicken or you know what I'm saying. You just get like actual chicken like breasts and you make that in the recipe. I know some people get like the fucking canned chicken and that shit tastes like tuna to me. And so when I've had that, I can tell and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this ain't really the or if it's like watery, I'm like, yeah, this ain't really my this ain't I'm not really with it.
And it's not
Uh
supposed to have bones, right? No, I'm just playing.
just don't take the bones out. But yeah, so I've had some elite buffalo wing dip though. So I'm gonna go there. My number two, I'm gonna go with like crab dip. So, you know, I've had some good like seafood crab dip, pretty fucking good. And then three, I'm going guacamole. I love guacamole as long as it's like a little spicy, got the onions in there. My Himalayan chips hit every time. And then four, I'm going regular salsa. And then five, I don't know. I don't think I got a five. I feel like that might be it with my dips. I don't even think I need a five. Just give me those top four.
What about
Artichoke dip is cool, but I don't know. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Do you like the artichoke dip warm or like? You know, I'll go queso five. Sorry, I forgot about queso. Actually,
yeah?
put queso up to four and knock down salsa.
Mm. What
But do you
about
do you do the artichoke dip cold or warm?
I do it warm, but furthermore, you know that's actually better than artichoke dip. Even though we talk about dips, is just straight artichoke, like the hearts after you steam them. Those shits are
I don't eat that.
fire, bro.
I do not eat that.
Artichoke hearts, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
You know, and this is gonna sound like a little kid, but it's like artichoke hearts just look weird to me, and that's why I don't eat them. I just don't.
Dude, they do look weird, but they're fire, bro. And then also I will admit artichokes are like the fucking like what's that called? The most like worthless meal because you eat just the tip of the leaf
That's
and
all. That's
and
it.
that's it. Yeah, you just peel the petal and you nibble the top and that's it. And then you get
Yeah,
to the
I'm
heart.
good.
You get
I'm
to the
good.
heart.
That's way too
But
much.
but you know, shouts to my mom, man. Growing up, we had an artichoke club. She said that to get me to eat them. You know, she's like, "Yo, me and you in an artichoke club." I was like, "I
That's
bet."
wild.
And she got me to eat them because they're very good for you. You know what I'm saying, and
Oh, they're not gonna.
you could dip. You can dip them in red wine vinaigrette. That's what makes them fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do
So
like. Yeah, you get a little red wine vinaigrette with the like. I'm trying to think what it is like the basil and the cheese and a little bit of like.
caprese.
Yeah, the caprese. Yeah, that shit's fucking
Yeah,
fire.
that's fire. Yeah.
Uh, what was I gonna say? I like the hot artichoke dip, but I don't know. Just kind of a tangent, but like me saying I don't fuck with artichokes because they look weird. But I realized I think me and Katie were talking about it the other day of like there's so much food that I just don't eat because it looks weird. Like I've never had a pomegranate because how in the fuck do you eat that? You know what I'm saying? Like it just look weird, bro. I'm like I'm good. I don't even want to figure. I don't want to even go through the measure of like figuring out how to eat it to be like, oh no, this don't even taste good enough for all that effort. You know what I'm saying?
A pomegranate, it's have you ever had those seeds bubble gum where like you bite into it and it has the nerds in it and shit?
No, I never had that.
Or just the seed, yeah, well, or like nerds candy or nerds rope where it's like you bite into something and the nerds are in it.
Yeah.
That's what the pomegranate, like you nibble on the seeds and shit. It's weird as fuck, bro.
No, no, I'm out.
Again, it's not good. It's not good.
And it's not worth. That don't even sound worth it. Like, who's the first person to eat that shit? I like you look at a pomegranate. If you like a Neanderthal nigga, right? You just like an old like you got the lion cloth or whatever the fuck they wore when they were eating shit and they're not knowing what it is. You look at a pomegranate, you're like, oh, that's an alien fruit, bro. I'm not eating that. That's gotta be poison. It's like when you look at like a toad that's like wild colored, you're like, oh nah, don't touch that because that's obviously poison. they wouldn't be like wild colored if they weren't. They wouldn't be calling attention to themselves. I look at a pomegranate, I'm like, they don't even want us to eat it. Look at it. It don't even. It's attacking us with its like visual presence. Why would I eat that? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like it's just too much. If I didn't know that crab legs tasted good, I never would eat them shits because it's just too much work.
Oh yeah, and then they look like insects, bro, of the sea and shit. They gross
Right?
looking.
Like crawfish is wild. They look like roaches. And it's like I've had crawfish. They're not worth it, bro. They're
Nah.
really not. So but yeah, that's my little tangent. But yeah, in terms of Super Bowl, those are my dips. I'm usually a dip person on Super Bowl and like cheese boards because I'm always bang with the charcuterie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I was gonna say they disrespect crawfish so much too. They just rip their heads off and eat. It's a wild way to go out. But yeah, cheese boards are fire. I am requesting mad caprese. Joelle makes amazing caprese, bro.
Oh,
I don't know what
nice.
the way she seasons the vinaigrette or just like seasons the tomato. It's fire, bro. So I'm having that.
Mm.
I'm requesting. We're gonna make some fried wings out the air fryer. I want some dips too. I just had shouts to California Pizza Kitchen. I had fried cauliflower. It was like
Oh,
buffalo. It tasted just like wings, but it was cauliflower. So shouts to that. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it. I'm staying, laying low, and I don't know if I'm gonna bust out my bean dip. You know what I'm saying? I might bust out a couple layers. I don't know if I'm gonna do all seven.
yeah, because it's just y'all two, so it's like you eating a whole
Yeah,
dip.
7 layers. That's like a layer. That's more layer to human ratio. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's 3.5 layers per person, my guy.
Yeah. And who's gonna, it's a lot of a lot of cleanup.
Yeah.
But yeah. So who knows, man? I mean, I guess who do you got winning the game, bro? It's mad weird. I actually see the Bucks winning by a lot. I see like it's gonna
About a
be.
lot. You're the first person who I've even heard say this.
I don't know why, dude. I see a blowout, and I just can't get these numbers stuck out of my head, dude. I see the
that's
Bucks putting up 40+ points.
that's crazy. I see a blowout Chiefs, but I don't. I think if the Bucks win, it's gonna be close because like the defense, the Chiefs line is fucked up, and so I'm sure Shaq Barrett and Ndamukong Suh and all these people on the line had a crazy day, and they just sacked the shit out of Pat Mahomes, and they couldn't really get into their flow or whatever. But I'm like, even if like the Bucks go up 21-zip, like the Chiefs can come back from that, man. They crazy, man. Like they did that
So
shit
can
last
Brady though,
year.
bro.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Brady is the comeback. They said there's a meme that said it showed him bending over. It's like you ever see Brady like that? Quit the game, bro.
See, I can see like Brady can for sure come back from a deficit, but I just don't think if the Chiefs go out to a big lead, I don't think that they're just gonna stop scoring. That's the thing. Like I can see like the Bucks picking it up and starting to score more, but I don't see them stopping the Chiefs. So that's where I'm at. But I don't know. So
What if
I see
Mahomes?
the
But dude, we forgetting that Mahomes is still like less than
kind of
2 years
hurt.
ago. He couldn't even
Well,
fucking
yeah.
stand up.
If Mahomes get hurt, then yeah. But otherwise, no. But yeah,
Who's the Bucks? Wait. Who's the Bucks backup?
quarterback.
Yeah. If Brady gets hurt, you know what I'm saying?
Blaine Gabbert or somebody. I don't fucking know. Let's pray no backups get in this fucking game. It's always sad when the starters get hurt and the backup comes in because they're never good. Because for some reason in the NFL they just like they keep like these dudes who have never been good as their backups. They just that's it's never like it's never like, oh, we should just bring in like some rookie or you know what I'm saying, groom somebody to just be the backup. It's always like some dude who was trash somewhere else. And so like they come into the game, it's like, well, there's no reason to believe they're not gonna be trash here. You know?
Yeah, I think it's just like more of like an investment thing. It's like, it's like you have like a good pair of sneakers and then you have a shitty pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like if you have to wear the shitty pair, like you just hope you can get the job done, you know?
Yeah.
You're not trying to impress nobody. Yeah, no, I feel
Yeah.
you.
You literally just need something on your feet. But
Yeah, so hopefully we don't see them motherfuckers, but that's enough. That's enough Super Bowl sports talk. This is the segment we do every week. It's the 2 for 2. So what we got this week, man?
so we kind of touched on it with food a little bit, but I was saying like sour candy or spicy chips. You know what I'm saying? You eat too much sour candy, your teeth start hurting, your tongue start getting cut up. Whereas you have spicy chips, it might be a little too spicy, and you're like, yo, these are fire. They, no pun intended, they taste good,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what I'm saying? They're just a little too spicy. So I would rather go uh, sour candy because I think
Mm.
candy is more designed to be sour than chips are designed to be spicy.
Huh. Yeah, I'm definitely going spicy chicken. I don't I don't understand. Like the thing about spicy food is there's definitely a threshold of where things are too spicy in terms of like why who wanted it to be this fucking spicy. You know what I mean? Like who like when people get like the crazy hot sauce that are like you just fucking can't even stomach eating this shit and you have to drink milk. It's like I'm not even enjoying what I'm eating when it's this spicy. You know what I mean? But like I feel like more so when you get like chips, they're even if they're spicy, they're not like crazy spicy. They're like a little bit of spice, but they still taste really good. Like if I get flaming hot Cheetos, they spicy, but they taste good. Even the extra hot ones aren't like OD hot. They just like a little bit spicier. But like sour candy, man, like a fucking air, like with the warheads, bro. Fuck that. Like, what's the point of this? It's
Yeah,
just
I just thought
painful
of
for
like
no reason.
I was thinking of like the one chip challenge, bro. Like, what if one of those?
Oh yeah, no. That's one of them. That's one of them situations where it's just like no reason for this. You know what I'm saying? It's only to be a challenge because nobody just like, oh man, I'm hungry. What should I get? Let me get this one chip challenge shit. No, people are just do it like the fucking crazy hot like these people making these crazy hot sauce. It's not like people are just like, oh man, let me eat my dinner. Oh, let me dab atomic fireball juice on my goddamn chicken for my dinner with asparagus and rice. Like that's not shit that normal people do. And so, you know what I'm saying? That's why I gotta go because I feel like sour candy, it's always way too sour, and I'm just like, what is the point of this? So, except for Sour Patch Kids, I guess would be like the perfect blend of where like it's sour but it's not crazy. You get the sweet right after.
True. Sour Skittles do suck.
Yeah, it's like why would I just do this instead of why would I not just get tropical or whatever instead of this? Like
And
I'm good.
then this thing was just inspired more by like the stupid stock market thing. The numbers don't matter. It's just like, the concept. Would you rather have like $10,000 now, or someone gave you 15,000 in 2 years?
I think I don't know what people would say with this, but I think I would just take the 10K now.
Yeah, because they might forget about me in 2 years or some shit. You know
Also,
what
it's
I'm
like you don't know what might happen in 2 years. What if I die in 2 years? You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yo.
Not to be morbid or whatever, but it's like I don't know where I'm gonna be in 2 years, and so it's like, and that's not a big enough difference for me to be like, oh man, let me just wait it out for the extra 5K. I'm like, what can I do with 10K right now? You know what I'm saying? If it
Or I
was
guess
maybe
or it'd
if
be
it was
double.
20,
Yeah,
if it was
10 to 20.
20K, maybe I would think a little bit harder about it. You know what I'm
I was
saying?
thinking my life, my mindset about it. I was like, dude, I've been doing this broke boy shit for like 31 years. So I was like, just right.
Yeah,
I was like, give me
you
2 years
riding it out.
and I'll ride it out and then know I got a nice payday coming, some shit.
Right.
You
Only
know?
thing I'm like, I got a kid now. Fucking daycare about to be crazy. And so I could probably use that 10K now because I'm like, motherfucker it might be rough for these but you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather get the money now
Yeah, I
and
guess
use
it's
that
based
for something
on
I'm rolling with right now.
what.
But
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
it's based
20K
on
is a
who,
little
what life you have right now. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
it could be
So
someone
yeah.
like living at homeless. They're like, bro, give me that money now, son.
Yeah. Yeah, you offer it to a homeless like, bro, I don't even like I'm on the streets, man. I might die of tetanus in 2 months, bro. Get that shit to me right now.
Where'd you find
Like how you even know to come back to me? I don't got an address,
me?
you know?
Yeah, dude, there was a homeless guy applied for a job one time. My boss was like, "They're gonna ask for an address, bro." It's
Oh,
fucked up.
yeah, that's kind of when you think of, like obviously we don't want to get into weighty on this shit, but like that is pretty much fucked up, and that's an obstacle for people getting their life
Yeah, he
together.
wasn't really trying to apply for the job though. He was just doing it to like just try and like be in the store longer. Like
Oh
he
yeah,
he came in and would do something every day, like ask for money. So it was whatever.
yeah, but still, I'm just saying in general, like you can't be like, oh, get a job, and it's because you're homeless, but it's like you got to have a home and shit to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just got real sad about that because I'm like, what do people just like? they just homeless and they're carrying around their social security number and shit, and they got all their. It's just crazy. All right, but yeah, we can. We've arrived to our favorite part of the week, songs of the week, bro.
Burn,
What's your
burn,
songs of
burn.
the week?
I'm going with quote of the week. You know what I'm saying? I had fun doing that last week, so I'm riding it out. This week, we're going with Ransom by Lil Tecca. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to New
Oh,
York.
okay.
I got red. I got blue. What you want? The Chanel or Balenciaga, Louis, and Vuitton. She know I got the Fendi, Prada when I hit Milan. I needed me a die or rider. I need me the one. I started from the bottom. You could see the way I stunt. I want all the diamonds. I want that shit to weigh a ton.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm not a little tech fan, but that song's not bad. So I'm cool on him. Y'all know how I usually do bangs, bops, and slaps. And I do any album reviews. If there's any albums that dropped. My song that bang this week, I'm gonna go with "Time Today" by Moneybagg Yo. I feel like he just be dropping bangers. I feel like at this point he's pretty consistent with dropping, you know, bangers and heat pretty much every year for the last like 3 years. So I would say check that shit out. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on the pod just because he might be so big that if I put it on the pod, we might get the fucking
Yeah,
like,
the cease and
hey,
desist.
the cease and desist. So I don't know. I don't know yet. Um, and then my song that slaps, I'm gonna go with "Gang Sign" by Freddie Gibbs featuring Schoolboy Q. I talk about Freddie Gibbs all the time. Hopefully, he wins that Grammy coming up. But he's I didn't listen to him for a while, and I got into him like 3-4 years ago. And I was like, oh, this dude pretty good, and I feel like he just been kind of consistent, keep dropping music. I'm a huge Schoolboy Q fan. Schoolboy Q pretty much the reason why we do the bucket hats and we got the fucking podcast, and so I'm always here for a Schoolboy Q feature. So yeah, this one's pretty fucking cool. At first, when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is what I expected it to be, but then I listened back to it again and I was like, okay, nah, I fuck with this. So yeah, I would say check that one out. And then my song that bops, I'm going with On Red by Lucky Day featuring Tiana Major 9. Um, and I'm a big Lucky Day fan. Shouts to the homie Bortney. She's big on him too. But yeah, nah, he usually comes with the singing vibes, and this one is obviously he talking about leaving chicks on red or getting left on red, and shit is a fucking bop. So I would say check that shit out. And then all the only albums that really dropped this week was uh there was a VanJess album, which is like this R&B kind of group. They kind of remind me, excuse me, their music is kind of more in line with like K Tronada and Gold Link kind of feel, like that kind of like bounce type music.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? I
DC.
don't know. I don't know if they're from the DC area or whatnot, but they just kind of make music like that, and then with the R&B vibes, and they have been kind of dropping singles every now and then, but they dropped the whole EP. That motherfucker is called. Let me make sure I get that shit right. Mm. Oh yeah, Homegrown. So yeah, definitely check that out. Some of my favorite songs on there are "Come Over," "Slow Down's" good. They got "Dysfunctional" with K Tronada on there. "High and Dry" is good. Boo Thang also good. So and they did a "Come Over" remix. So yeah, definitely check that shit out if you like kind of like the K Tronada vibes with some R&B feels and shit like that. And I'll probably put it on the pod before, so you'll you'll be able to hear that. And if you like it, go check it out. But those are my songs of the week.
Shouts to that, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been I've been in on the playlist, you know what I'm saying? Peeping them, seeing what vibes they're gonna bump, you know what I'm saying? Um I'm liking yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the variety, like the parody. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I feel like if I get locked down to like an album, I feel restricted. So I just gotta hit them with the shuffles.
there you go. Yeah, that's all my playlists. If you follow me on Spotify or whatever, any of the playlists. Like I feel like I make the playlist more so for you to just roll on shuffle. You don't have to like go through song by song because I don't really think about that too much. So I usually just throw my shit on shuffle and let the algorithm do its thing.
Oh, and also shouts to my homie Pablo, man, the rapper. I gave his song of the week, episodes months ago. But yeah, his song made it to NBA 2K
Oh
21
shit!
next gen, bro.
Shout out.
It's really cool, dude, because it's like literally like the perfect type of like video game loading screen song, you know what I'm saying? And like
Mm-hmm.
that's where, big things happen. So shouts to him, man. He's a very humble, hardworking dude. It's a good song, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about, bumping people you actually know. And you know what I'm saying? Beyonce already got her money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but shouts to that, man. Shouts to you, man, for putting up with me week in and week out, man. The buckets, I'm just saying, those that are new to the program, they need to know where we at, how to do their homework. So where can they find us, bro?
Yeah, man. Not sure what you're listening to us on right now, but you can catch us on all the other streaming platforms. We're on SoundCloud, which is kind of like our main. It's the bottom bitch, is SoundCloud. But we also on Spotify. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Google Play. We're on Apple Podcasts. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, make sure you subscribe to us so you don't miss any of the episodes. Also, you can leave a review, 5 stars. You can just say the 5 stars, or you can leave a nice little note if you want to be kind or whatever. And then also, if you on Spotify, make sure you follow our Spotify shit so that you get those new episodes. You never have to miss it. Pretty sure it would just show up in your in your I guess your release for the week or whatever the hell is, or your podcast playlist that they got on Spotify. But like I guess more I seen some fucking article that said more people are listening to podcasts on Spotify. So if you're one of those people, make sure you listen to us on there. And also, I got a little, I guess, somewhere what announcement. I know we did our movie reviews today, but I'm gonna be dropping a new podcast, like kind of affiliated with this one, where we kind of just have like me and then Jesse can come on if he watches the shows or whatever, but me and then like homies talking about some of the shows more in depth that we see on like streaming, just so we can go because on here we kind of just do previews. We usually stick to movies, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted a podcast so we can kind of go deep on some of the TV shows that I've been watching since I've been watching so fucking much of them, and then and have conversations like you would with any of your homies. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk, over some shit that y'all both watch. So
Right.
that's I'm trying to get an episode together really soon. Maybe record sometime next week and have that out. So be on the lookout for that. It's called Stream Chasers. Already got the fucking pod up, and got the fucking intro and shit. But there should be a whole episode coming out for that. So make sure you follow that and then follow us. And if you want to interact with us on any of the social medias, you can follow us on Facebook. We're just the Bucket Up Podcast on there, and then on Instagram we're at the Buckethead Boys, and then on Twitter we're at Bucket Up Podcast, or you can follow us individually. The homie Jesse is at JB Speak, and then I am at Tylante, aka Duke Saucington, right now. Just for it's Black History Month, so I got to make sure my AV, my screen name got something to do with some blackness in it. But yeah, you can interact with us on social media. Tell us about shit you want us to talk about on the show, shit you heard us talk about. You want to yell at us about it, any of our opinions, anything like that, or you just want to show love, or just follow us because you're like, oh yeah, these dudes are funny. You know what I'm saying? You can do that on there. But we also got a sponsor, right, Jesse?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got two sponsors. Shouts to Sunday Scaries, you know what I'm saying? Promo code Bucket Up to get 20% off, the gummies, the oils, the unicorn jerky, you know what I'm saying? It's chill, makes my hands less sweaty and makes me kind of, ease my transition from Sunday night into Monday morning, hence the name Sunday Scaries. And then, yeah, Daniel Phillip watch, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is not a watch. It's also a bracelet company. You know what I'm saying? Ice your wrist up. They got necklaces too. I got one that's going to just stay forever. It's not from
Hey.
Daniel Phillip. You know what I'm saying? This is my chain. It's going to be for me forever. But nah, so yeah, 30% off. Use promo code Bucket Up. And then yeah, I'm going with Ty was saying about Stream Chasers. We're gonna start to be building, a little bit of an empire. Bucket Up Media, and we're gonna have other podcasts affiliated. So we have the TV sector. We're gonna open it up to politics. I've been told that I should we should, get some more political guests and kind of branch it to, the millennials and stuff. Cause I've been told that, I have a good handle on the shit. So I'm like, okay, say less. And then, what I'm saying? I'm going to open it up to wine and alcohol. We have some beer gurus. We got the wine experts, you know what I'm saying? So we're thinking about having a category for everything. So why go anywhere else but to Bucket Up Media? You know what I'm saying? So shouts to that. You know what I'm saying? It's in the works. But yeah, for the Bucket Up Podcast, volume 156, we lit. Trying to think if I missed anything else. They know where to find us. They know where to find our sponsors. I think we go into the lab to cook on the next content. But yeah, for the Bucket Up boys, for the Bucket Up Podcast, for the Bucket Hat boys.